Oh. Okay, there we go. So, um, yeah, sorry about that, guys. What was I about to say? We can see you now. Yeah, I can see that. So, like, this is my first time scheduling the stream, and it's a little bit different. Uh, what was I about to say? The the stream button, like, that's normally like it just says end stream, go live. Now it had like three other options, and eventually I was stuck on the preview screen, and I thought that was me actually doing something. Apparently, it was just recording what the preview. Um, but yeah, that's so weird. But I forgot what I was about to say. The only thing I'm trying to go in on today is ISIG for a short, and
Executed.
should put me at like 6,000. Before you guys like came in, I was already over trading again on RELI. Not really over trading. I was pretty much taking my shot on a long, and I've lost way too much on longs recently. So I'm not doing any longs, unless it's like one of those textbook setups. Other than that, I'm just going back to all shorts. Any more trades yesterday? Oh, of course. Like almost blew up my account yesterday. What is it? And I finally understand why I was doing all this too. But I want to first I want to fix it. I already made a video on it, but you won't see that video until like at least 3 weeks in the future, because that's how far I am in these like videos. But what was I about to say? So, like, apparently I'm like really self-conscious in front of the stream, and instead of like talking to you guys, I rather just overtrade. But that's only like 20% of it. The rest of it is just like, lack of routine and discipline, and then somehow it comes out to how do I say this? Like, pretty much I'm bullying myself, and I'm trying to have some type of creative outlet on the stock. Like, it's really weird to explain, and since I don't fully understand it but have an idea, I'm just not gonna share in detail, at least during the stream. But other than that, only thing you pretty much have to hold me accountable to is I'm not going long anymore. Like, yeah, forget that. Before you showed up, I made a long at on RLEI, and just to show how much I pretty much like do not like these longs at this point is I already went in and lost 1,000 in the first 25 minutes. And what do you call it? In terms of the like pre-market, not pre-market. I'll just show you what I mean. So with this, I was trying to do a pre-market breakout, but like my long winning percentage right now, it's so low. And so I'm just gonna, cut it. Yeah. Other than that, isn't ISIG a pre-market breakout? So I thought about that, but like when it was at 16, like in the pre-market, I was debating between RLEI and ISIG. That is how do I say it? Like I looked at my criteria for like the pre-market breakout, and it's kind of hard to tell because of the resistances here. Because there's like 80 million for what do you call it? Like up to 16, and then there's another. I'll just show it. So pretty much, I thought I'd have better chances on RELI, mostly just because this one had more resistances. But this one had less float, which kind of increased the odds. Because less float, less market cap, more like rotations and higher chance of squeezing. I took my chances on RELI, and yeah, it got messed up. When I look at ISIG, this is automatically like, oh, I'm gonna just go short. I didn't even think about like, actually taking the risk on long, and that just shows how, bad of a long person I actually am. And so I'm just gonna stop that for at least, I don't want to say like 3 months, but I'm gonna at least give it a month. But I'm glad I learned that now. But other than that, we chilling until this reaches like 24, 26, like something in that area. Because I want to add into that extension past the resistances that it already broke. There's also which I think REL, one of them had warrants or something. Like I didn't just go in just because like this had a less resistance. Okay, let's see what happens. This too. SIG. So yeah, it did open up before this. So it kind of was a pre-market breakout, but the resistance was a little too heavy for me. And it's not dense enough for you to have like a clear risk area. And so if I'm using it as like a magnet at the bottom and then like something like a soft gravity or something at the top, 25 is where I feel comfortable. Like 24, 25 area. Since it went to 22, that's cool. But still doesn't make me feel like comfortable enough to actually try to risk that. I didn't borrow anything. Wait, did I? Oh my gosh. I don't even remember borrowing this. You are up a lot from yesterday though. Why? I could have swore I already said I lost money on that. Over trading on a long. Well, why do you think I'm up from yesterday? Wait, who is it? A. Oh, okay. That's actually his name. All right. Yeah. Well, I'll show you what I did yesterday. This is what happened yesterday. How to close this? So pretty much, I wanted to go short on BFRI. I went long. I wanted to go long on what do you call it? MBOT. I went short. And this has been happening way too many times lately, to where I'll start flipping positions, and then it'll come from like me focusing on like a different thing each time. Where did I lose it? You borrowed like 10 minutes ago in the stream. Borrowed like 10 minutes ago in the stream. Bruh, I don't even remember. Oh, that's fine. Well, if this does come, no, if it comes back up, it wouldn't be as. No, that'd be reasonable. But then I'd have to change the. Yeah, because that would show more strength. How much were the borrows? Was it like at 300? 165. No, that was me putting in money when you see the 25K buying power. Looking at buying power is not a good, I was about to say causation. It's not a good gauge of who made money and who didn't make money. I put in money because I went under 25K. And if I stay under 25K twice, they give me the 90-day ban. Yesterday, I just bust my lip. But, what was it? What was I say? Now, yesterday, I had plans to go short. I ended up going long on a stock. I had plans to go long. I went short on a stock. I went from focusing on like the pattern to like getting mad at the very beginning of the day off of stuff just in my head. Like nothing even happened yet. And I'm already like, flipping stuff. Eventually I went from like focusing on the pattern to focusing on like details and factors. And then I pretty much made I read everything backwards yesterday. And it all came from like a bad mindset. And so now I pretty much have to start from the basics again and do that thing where, you trade like 3 times like per week. And so that's where we're at right now. Everything's all self-inflicted too. I've been over trading way too much. Other than like over trading, I've been what do you call it? Like, so I was trying to find that balance between, what's a good trading temperament and like pace and stuff for me. I don't think I can do that while trying to focus on like too many patterns and then also both sides long and short. I could still read the stock, but when it comes to like my focus, I realize I can't actually afford to do too much, especially while streaming. And other than that, I'm going back to the, focusing on 1 max 2 tickers, only short, and then, trading like 3 times a week kind of stuff again. In the meantime, on those off days, I'll just, talk with you guys and probably give like little lessons or try to read the stock and stuff like that. But other than that, yeah, really upset. Technically, if I had so pretty much I blew up because my starting level was 25K and I already went below that and I had to put more money in. At this point, I owe myself way too much money to like keep playing the same game. So I'm going to, buckle down, get a grip, and like that's where I'm at right now. Other than that, did anybody make money yesterday? Yeah. No. I could taste the blood. Now, what am I doing? with this ISIG. Distracted. Watch out with the sizing. Yeah, I had a 45K position yesterday. I wasn't supposed to go anywhere past like 18. But when it comes to the ISIG, it's the same thing with this morning. With this kind of position, I'm not supposed to go anywhere past like 6 to 8. I went in, I think it was 20. Was it 2,000 times 7? Like all discipline just going out the window. I'm trying to fight something, and then like I'm not even fighting the right thing. 2,000. Oh, 14K. Okay, that's not as bad. At least, yeah. Now, what's it doing? Oh yeah. Somebody asked if this was a pre-market breakout. So I am similar account size and way less, and I'm focusing on improvement and trying to reduce the impact of mistakes. A little short on SOPA yesterday, only 10% gain. Good job. What happened on SOPA yesterday? Oh. Yeah, it was Christmas time. We went on the break, came back. Most people got out. Pretty much treat it like a warrant. And then, that or a momentum shift. Yeah. 24%. Hear what happens after. Now. Okay, yeah. Not looking at that too much. Yeah, but good job on that. 10%. What that be? $1.50. You get it to open? It fell there. Oh no, it's probably the bounce into a double top or something. All right. So other than that, there's something I'm forgetting. These both say. Hey. At this point, I'm pretty much looking for plays to pop up outside of like ISIG. There's another one. Too low. With no. Let's see. RELI is bounce short with light resistance. No. So what do you call it? You said with light resistance? Yeah. It sounds like that. Bounce short with light resistance. So I read on a different platform this morning, and when I looked at it, even though I had like the right candles, it kind of looked like it said 40 million, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. That's gonna get destroyed. It already has like 10 million at the point that I'm like, trying to buy this at was it 7:15, and then I'm like, okay, cool. This is about to be like how do I say this? Like, so pretty much it went up to like already past the 75% mark of that resistance. And then I looked at the day and saw that like the resistance for this was like down here, and it already went up past that point. And so I'm like, oh, okay, cool. there's like no bag holders up here. Let me try to like, get on this and have it break through. Pretty much it became something closer to like a gap through resistance. And I didn't think about that. And mostly because I was like, oh, it's such a light resistance, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it obviously mattered. So what I mean by the like gap through or like a magnet kind of resistance, if you take like 5.5, 5.45 area, 0.45. This started at yeah, where'd you start? Yeah, 5.31. So 5.31. And then where'd you go? Oh. Yeah, but that's the dollar. That one should count. I'm talking about the range. What was the initial I saw? Yeah, initial I saw was up here, so it's 743. So that's not that point. Was it 3-1? And at that point, this was like 30 something resistance. Like pretty much, I try to make a upper estimate and a lower estimate. I use the dollar range from wherever the like consolidated area is as a I'm trying not to get them backwards. I use the dollar range as a lower estimate, and I use the range gain percentage as a, did I say lower or upper? Like an upper. And I try to find the average between the two. And pretty much the dollar range estimate has like the 60% mark area at like 860. But the range that I was using, it has it somewhere closer to like 720. And so like in between, it goes into like the 770. It didn't even get to that point yet. Well, yeah, it didn't get to that point yet and just dropped. But like that's if I'm trying to go for like a short. Now with my long, the only thing I was thinking about is this is a light resistance, ended up being heavier than I thought. Didn't realize it was concentrated down here. Didn't even think about the gap through. I just was thinking only about, okay, a lot of people are going to come into this. This is going to eventually break. I just need to hold it. And so the whole idea kind of just doesn't even sound right because I didn't consider the opposite side. And another, reason why I shouldn't just go long until I have more data and, more experience with it. Or at least think from the negative, which is, shorting in this case, which I did not. Also, just to add fuel to the fire, like this was avoidable. I could have brought it up on this platform instead of looking on like the platform I looked on my phone and then the other two on my laptop. Yeah, yeah. I'm just gonna get mad if I keep thinking about it.
How do I take? I just want to see their borrow. 3 cents.
Rejected.
Okay, fine. Oh, it's 4. Oh, we're good. We're good. What? I don't want to see that. At least I know it could drop faster. No. No. I'm assuming that most of the shorts are going to be at like 19.88. And from that point, I'm trying to predict where a potential like either fake out slash squeeze would be. Also, what's the right amount of volume before this actually just cracks a little bit more? So right now we're only up 70%, but we're up 70% with over 80 million like very widespread resistance below, while we're also inside of another resistance of uh well, this started at 11. So this can kind of be added. Yeah, we're still up to this point. So, like, that's not. It affects. But let me see. No. So this, okay, that's worth it. Yeah, so let's do this. I'd be using at least half. And considering most people at 18. So, okay. This- Then it, oh, okay. Yeah, we already did that then. So the normal squeeze would have had us here, but I remember this stopping at 20.68 before. Then it did this, which kind of goes with the stat. But at the same time, you said your voice is breaking up. So like when I'm trying to calculate stuff, I'm not speaking to you guys. I'm more speaking to me. Like if you hear something, like I tell you. Or how do I say it? Yeah, I already said it. I was doing it. Can high borrow fees indicate FOMO shorting? So when I look at borrow fees, I look at borrow fees to see the amount of like pressure that's being put on the ticker in a way. So like if a stock is too cheap, that means like everyone can buy it, but it also kind of acts as a warning that, you know, everyone can like, you know, borrow those shares. And if you see something that's like easy to borrow, there's going to be a certain amount of there's going to be like an extra amount of volume that you're expecting. That is actually not a good thing. You know, a lot of people that don't know what they're doing, they'll add to like the selling pressure, and then that selling pressure is going to turn into like a squeezing pressure. When it comes to like ISIG, when these borrow fees get to like a ridiculous amount, that does kind of the opposite. You know, there's going to be a point where people are like, this is too expensive for me. And if you have a decent idea of what is like too expensive to the point where people won't buy it. So like my general like way of thinking about it is 50 cents per share up to a $5 stock. You're spending 10% of like the 10% of the price of the stock
And when you win on that, let's say your average win is like 20% or 30%. 30% of your profit is going towards your borrow fees. And replace that same scenario with like a $10 stock, but same thing with $50 or 50 cents per share borrow. It's still an expensive borrow, but it's a lot easier to accept because it's like $10 instead of $5. And out of the profit that you make, let's say you make that 20 to 30% again. Now you're only spending like 15% of your profits. And then now we're at a $20 stock right now. And so the stock is still at 50, like around like 50 cents area. Now you're the amount of borrows that you would how do I say that? The amount of the amount of profits that you would have to give outside of like your borrow fees is like closer to like 7%. And that's the kind of scaling and standards that you want to set. And so with that like very general knowledge of what's expensive and what's not expensive within its price range, you also have to add in like an extra layer of like what's the winning percentage on this pattern, what's the maximum amount of like percentage that I can gain on that, how comfortable do I feel I can even make more than like my borrow fees, because at one point if you do that $5 example where 50 cents per borrow, $5 per share, it's taking 30% of your profits. If you got like 30% of whatever position you made, and it had to be a full position, not a partial position, do you even think you're going to be able to make back those borrow fees? And there gets to a point where you'll kind of know how people are going to react when the borrow fees are like a specific price. And it's more of like an intuitive thing, but also not, to where I don't know if the buyers are also looking at this, but I look at this like as a detail. It's not a part of the pattern. This is just like an extra like 5% to like 10% winning percentage in terms of do I think this is going to go up or do I think this is going to go down? And it's also like pretty objective and based off like your experience and stuff like that. That's where it becomes like more intuitive. Hopefully you understood that when you asked, can high borrow fees indicate FOMO shorting? Because there are times where a stock is like 50 cents or not 50 cents, a stock is like $50 or it's like $20, sometimes $100, and then people see a short that's $1 per share. They won't even hesitate to borrow that because they know they can make more, like either on their swing or their daily short, because they've run like those kind of numbers. Now the thing is, most people out there, they're actually buying, and they're how do I say that? Yeah, but that's kind of like thinking you want to look at when I look at the borrow fees. Most of the time, as long as it doesn't hit my like very rough standards I give myself, I just instantly borrow and try to like vaguely remember like how much it was, because these add up like at the end of the year. Like if you do it right, it should be like around 20% of your profits. If you do it kind of wrong, it can get up to like 35-40% of profits. If you do it like absolutely like an amateur, it could be over half. And sometimes even if you do like do it right, it can get up to half if you really wanted to try some plays, but then it didn't give you as the max profits that you wanted. But your voice is breaking up. Oh yeah, no, that was from before. If the ISIG squeeze, where do you think it was squeezed to? So when this squeezes, I'm thinking most people are around like 19.88. minimum 2.238, maximum I'll just give you the average of the two. Yeah, 24.05. Now, yeah, that's about right. Because like it's still going through these two resistances, but when you look in the details, we're already hitting those kind of areas, and at the top of this, that's where the 24 kind of stops. And if it gets past that, that's where, you know, it actually might go to like 25, 26 before both of these get activated and it comes back down. But when it comes to this squeeze, I don't think this is going to happen until enough people are like trapped here to how do I say this? Like the people on this side, these are the bag holders. The people on like this side, these are the ones that are like trying to cover their profits from here. And like everyone in between here, this is where they're in that period of indecision, and we pretty much have to wait till they rotate enough to where at least half of these people are out, and then, you know, enough time goes by and we attract people to outweigh those people. And when I calculated the number that like breaks that, it still has like 5 million. Yeah. But now, what am I saying? Yeah, but the range I gave was 22.38 to 24.05. You can take the average between those two. And get 23.21. But like that's where I'd be shooting my shot, depending on like the price action, like past this high a day. Yeah, because my initial estimate actually had it at like 20.68, and then the fake out was actually this. But things after that point, since it didn't pull enough, like, because technically it should have pulled around like minimum like 16, but it stopped up here. That, yeah, the 23 just sounds possible. Now, what was I saying? Oh, it's already 10:30, guys. Well, I'll give it 4 more minutes because the preview stuff earlier. Yeah, okay, cool. Might have my opportunity to go in. Now, the thing is, like, if I go in, now there's like a tiny bit of a support here, especially at like 19.88. So we want like a minimum range of like, would it be like 30%? Up to that point, it's just acting up. Now, what is this person saying? But also, high borrow fees could indicate a lot of interest in shorting, such that locates are expensive because there's a shortage. Yeah. See, that's the thing. It all depends on like the perspective that you're trying to look at it. But at the end of the day, you have to look at it from like, you know, bottom up and top down. When I was trying to describe it, I was describing it from what would that be? Like bottom up. When you're describing it, you're probably thinking top down. Like, what is the broker thing? Because at the end of the day, like everyone has their own angle, is what I'm trying to say. And sometimes brokers, like especially during pre-market and stuff, like in, you know, specifically like TradeZero, in my personal opinion, during like, you know, 4 a.m. to like 5 o'clock, they'll make borrows super expensive. Mostly because they know the short interest, not because of the actual supply. then between like 6 to like first hour and a half and stuff like that, that's where you pretty much have to like gauge based off of your recent history with them. And other brokers are out there. Like, it really depends on the type of ticker, whether it's like a micro float or like something like a small float, where you can read it and just be like, oh, this is a supply based, and then, oh, this one is actually like them just trying to get a little bit extra. It's a timing as well as like a situation. And then, depending on the sector and stuff, there's also environment. Like, it's not as easy just to be like, it's ABC. It's always like ABC, but then on like a Tuesday, it's like, also a D, that type stuff. But other than that, all right, guys, it's around that time. Be safe. I'm going to try not to blow up my account again, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Happy Wednesday, like Pedro's saying. He says, what's going on? I'm over here over trading, Pedro. So yeah, don't be like me. Be better. And I'm about to go misbehave off camera. All right, guys. I'll catch you later. I know I pressed the stream button.